A glimmer of hope emerges in the ongoing Gaza crisis as President Trump expresses optimism about the release of hostages, stating that it will happen very soon. This development comes amidst intense negotiations, with mediators set to convene in Egypt on Monday for peace talks between Hamas and Israel. The talks are a result of Hamas's partial agreement with a 20-point U.S. peace plan, which includes the release of hostages and the handover of Gaza governance to Palestinian technocrats. However, Hamas seeks further negotiations on other critical issues, notably its disarmament and future role in Gaza's governance, which remain unaddressed in their response. When pressed about flexibility, Trump asserts that everybody has pretty much agreed to it, indicating a sense of progress. He adds that while some changes are expected, the negotiations are going very well. Trump's enthusiasm is palpable as he describes the potential deal as great for Israel, the Arab world, and the Muslim world, reflecting his belief in its positive impact. However, the situation on the ground remains tense, with Israeli airstrikes continuing in Gaza. Despite Trump's call for an immediate halt to the bombing, Israeli government spokesperson Shosh Bedrosian confirms that while certain bombings have ceased within the Gaza Strip, a ceasefire is yet to be established. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has authorized defensive strikes if Israeli forces face threats in Gaza, according to Bedrosian. Reports from Gaza indicate that Israeli airstrikes and tank fire persisted overnight and into Sunday, resulting in the destruction of residential buildings in Gaza City. Explosions were heard from within Gaza, and a plume of smoke was observed near the border in Kibbutz Be'eri, Israel, on Sunday morning. Tragically, another 65 people were killed by Israeli military operations in the 24 hours leading up to midday, according to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio emphasizes the need to stop the bombing to facilitate the release of hostages. He states, "You can't release hostages while there's still bombardments going on. That has to stop." Rubio's comments highlight the complex logistics involved in securing the release of the 48 hostages, only 20 of whom are believed to be alive, in exchange for hundreds of detained Gazans. Prime Minister Netanyahu has expressed hope to announce the release of hostages in the coming days. He has made it clear that the talks with the Trump administration will be confined to a few days at most. The departure of the Israeli delegation for these crucial talks was ordered by Netanyahu on Monday. Many Palestinians were surprised by Hamas's response to the peace plan, which contrasted with days of indications that the group was preparing to reject or heavily condition its acceptance. Instead, Hamas refrained from including its traditional red lines in the official statement, a move interpreted by many as a sign of external pressure. A senior Palestinian official familiar with the talks revealed to the BBC that Qatari, Egyptian, and Turkish mediators played a significant role in convincing Hamas to tone down its objections and leave contentious points, such as the fate of its weapons and Gaza's post-war governance, for the negotiation table. This tactical flexibility, however, carries considerable risk, as every additional day of delay results in more deaths, destruction, and displacement for hundreds of thousands of Gazans. Hamas's decision to enter the talks without explicit preconditions could also be seen as a recognition of its limited leverage after nearly 2 years of war. When asked about the potential consequences if Hamas insists on staying in power in Gaza, President Trump responded firmly, stating that the group would face complete obliteration. The proposed peace plan includes an initial withdrawal line in Gaza, as agreed upon by Israel, which would exclude nearly 900,000 Palestinians from returning to their homes. This map, similar to ones rejected by Hamas in previous talks this year, carves out significant portions of Gaza, including Rafah, Beit Hanun, Beit Lahia, nearly a quarter of Gaza City, and half of Khan Yunis and Deir al-Balah. The Israeli military's campaign in Gaza was launched in response to the Hamas-led attack on southern Israel on 7 October 2023, resulting in approximately 1,200 deaths and the taking of 251 hostages. Since then, 67,139 people have been killed by Israeli military operations in Gaza, according to the health ministry. The region awaits with bated breath as negotiators gather in Egypt, hoping that this round of talks, despite deep-rooted mistrust and political fragility, will finally pave the way towards a much-needed ceasefire.